IT leaders look at the road ahead and predict what's next for RPA, AI, 5G, quantum computing, cybersecurity, and more. With today's pace of change, it's getting harder to predict the state of technology 5 to 10 years in the future, not to mention how businesses will adapt to keep up. But with 2020 on the horizon, IT leaders are making big bets on technologies like RPA, 5G, artificial intelligence, and AR, VR, and bolstering cybersecurity, to prepare their organizations for whatever the future may hold. When we ask IT leaders and tech experts for their predictions each year, we intentionally leave the question open-ended. With one decade coming to an end, and many unknowns in the next, these latest answers reveal what's top of mind for IT professionals, and how they see emerging technologies reshaping their teams and impacting their business and society at large. Let's dig into predictions for 2022. RPA will free up time for digital transformation efforts. RPA adoption will continue to grow in 2020. As CIOs begin augmenting their own IT operations with artificial intelligence workers, RPA will free up some capacity of their teams by reducing redundant tasks. This additional capacity can be used to upskill teams to drive further digital transformation within their respective organizations. Jason James, CIO, NetHealth 2. 5G will change how we handle data. With its lower latency and faster speeds, 5G is set to deliver the greatest wave of innovation since the advent of the Internet. It will add trillions to the global economy with new products, services, and even new business models and industries. The impact this will have on our society will be unprecedented, from the explosion of different form factors of devices to the changes to how we view and receive data and the undoubted strides forward in cloud computing in the form of edge computing. The mainstream use of IoT devices in smart cities and autonomous vehicles combined with 5G will enrich our lives and require a next generation of infrastructure. Gordon McKenna, CTO of Public Cloud, Insono 3. But 5G expansion will bring security challenges. With 5G networks will come the advent of 5G-only IoT and IIoT devices, which do not require connecting to the local network to operate. This will diminish the risk of an IoT device used as an attack vector against the rest of the network. But it will create more disruption for enterprises that already struggle to determine which equipment they have in their digital infrastructure. When their elevators, HVAC, CCTVs, and smart speakers start connecting directly to the cloud via 5G, it won't get any easier. We have already seen MITM attacks that allow an attacker to perform device fingerprinting, battery draining, and downgrading attacks. Moving forward, we anticipate an increase in the discovery of new attack vectors as 5G becomes operational worldwide and implementation issues are exposed by researchers. Renaud Diraison, co-founder and CTO, Tenable 4. Consumers will demand platform governance for tech-focused companies, specifically platform companies like Airbnb, Facebook, Uber, etc. I predict that platform governance will be a big focus in 2020. We've already seen Facebook take action and implement policies that help limit the spread of false information to its users, and I can only imagine this trend will continue to grow as the users of these platforms continue to speak out. For these businesses to continue to succeed and stand as the industry moguls they have become, it is imperative they implement stricter governance to protect their users, making them less vulnerable to the dangers that come with this level of technology. Sanjay Malhotra, CTO, ClearBridge Mobile 5. Quantum computing will continue to progress. The mission to demonstrate the practical application of quantum computing will continue in 2020. While some companies have claimed to achieve quantum supremacy, we have yet to see this technology showcase its computing power to solve real-world problems. Although we are many years away from the first true quantum computer, the upcoming year will demonstrate more research and progress towards practical solutions of the technology. Kalyan Kumar, CTO, HCL Technologies 6. AI innovation will get democratized. Developers have easier access to AI than ever before. For example, more and more advanced technologies are available with little to no overhead cost or time commitment, and algorithms can be effective with progressively smaller data sets. This trend democratizes AI innovation and also enables smaller and more niche AI tools to be created. This was not previously possible, either because there was not enough data or the problem was not worth the gigantic investment it would take to solve it. Now both investment and data needs are decreasing rapidly. As a result, we'll start seeing a greater diversity of AI-powered tools. We'll also see AI becoming a component, even if very small, of a wide variety of products, for example, AI improving the image quality of cameras and televisions or helping appliances become more efficient. Max Litovin, head of revenue and co-founder, Grammarly 7. CIOs will look to developers for new tech trends. The adoption rate of new technology will dramatically increase, especially with open source. Just look at Kubernetes, we were all amazed at how quickly that proliferated. CIOs need to actively explore new technologies and pay attention to what their developers are interested in, as this will indicate the areas they need to invest in. Robert Reeves, CTO, Datical 8. Remote work will increase. The war for talent will continue to heat up. As major markets become more competitive, CIOs will look outside of their traditional office locations and embrace remote talent. Work will continue to evolve more into a thing, rather than a place. As CIOs manage larger remote teams, they will need to ensure collaboration tools are being utilized effectively to support a decentralized workforce. Jason James, CIO, NetHealth 9. Smaller cities will draw more tech startup HQs. Who needs San Francisco and Seattle when you live and work in Portland, Oregon, or Maine, for that matter? In 2020, we'll see more founders, operators, and venture capital migrating to the habitable climes of smaller cities. Places like Raleigh, North Carolina, home to top universities, will become the destination for companies that want to scale affordably and ride the broader trend of highly marketable professionals trading likely suspect locales to grow their career in more affordable places. In addition to Raleigh, expect a mad dash to Salt Lake City, Pittsburgh, and Nashville. Todd Olson, CEO and co-founder, Pendo 10. Hiring for developers will become more specialized. In recent years, companies have hired for full-stack engineers. In 2020, we'll see developers yet again carve out specializations for themselves. And companies who are ahead of the curve will adopt more specific job titles to make it clear to developers what certain roles entail and which team they'll be working on. Eddie Zaneski, Developer Relations Manager, DigitalOcean. What else will happen with talent, AI, and blockchain? Let's see. 11. Cybersecurity talent shortage will worsen in government agencies. While the average pay for cybersecurity positions in North America is $90,000, pay levels in some areas, such as local and federal government, is below what's needed to attract and retain skilled talent. With healthcare, financial services, and other large enterprises making it more lucrative for qualified cybersecurity professionals to work in their organizations, local government will be faced with a great cybersecurity skills shortage. Local government agencies will have to think creatively about how they can reskill their current employee base to meet their cybersecurity needs. Brett Fund, head of cybersecurity, Flatiron School 12. Developers will take more seats at the table. It's time business leaders give developers a seat at the table. With so much of business growth and success centered around technology, the relationship between developers and business leaders is evolving. One of the biggest transitions we've seen is that developers are being pulled into more conversations to share their insight into DevOps. They are being called on to bring new dev tools and best practices that will help their teams quickly build and ship new products. Business leaders should embrace the expertise their tech teams bring. This tighter alignment results in faster iteration and better results. Jim Rose, CEO, Circle CI 13. Companies will personalize more, using AI. For decades, we've been living in what I call the tyranny of averages. With limited information on consumers' preferences, organizations have been forced to look at individuals as composite aggregates. We're marketed and serviced in buckets like male, age 24 to 35. We're going to see a real shift start in 2020, as companies, especially established enterprises, begin to seriously experiment with technologies like AI and machine learning to make delivering personalized experiences possible at scale. Sadish Nair, CEO, ThoughtSpot 14. Humans will be augmented. Expect to see continued interest from businesses in human augmentation, which are any type of technologies that can be used by workers to enhance either the physical, sensory, or cognitive experiences. For example, our clients in the utilities industry are looking at implementing digital inspections, using wearable devices, AR augmented reality technology, as well as drones to improve productivity and safety. John Sprunger, Senior Technical Architect, West Monroe 15. Advanced encryption will accelerate innovation. There will be a race to master homomorphic encryption, which is a method of cryptography that allows data to remain encrypted while it is being analyzed or manipulated. In its current state, homomorphic encryption is painfully slow and requires a massive overhead of computational power. Perfecting this type of encryption will have a far-reaching impact, from strengthening election and cloud security to enabling the use of AI and data analytics in heavily regulated industries like insurance and financial services. Not to mention, this method of encryption will act as a catalyst for the advancement of AI by providing researchers access to infinitely more datasets. It may also increase traditionally risk-averse organizations' appetite for innovation. Dr. Hossein Rahnama, founder and CEO of Flybits, visiting professor of machine intelligence, MIT Media Lab, professor at Ryerson University. 16. More blockchain use cases will come to light. New use cases for blockchain will become possible as machine learning adoption grows across all industries. Both machine learning and blockchain applications require digesting large amounts of data to initiate specific processes and outcomes, and organizations so far haven't had the right resources to utilize the data for use cases beyond experimentation. 2020 will be the year that the benefits of machine learning and blockchain are actually seen by enterprises as a part of their technology initiatives. Hannu Valtonen, VP of Product, Ivan 17. AR and VR will expand into more vertical industries. Businesses have been experimenting with virtual and augmented reality applications over the last few years, but we are just starting to see the technology's full potential. In 2020, new use cases will emerge that benefit the consumer and enterprise user. For example, VR will play a greater role in helping physically constrained populations, like the elderly and mobility impaired, combat loneliness and isolation. On the business side, we'll see more AR experiments in extension of expert service, like AR surgical assists. These technical uses will expand to mechanical, oil, gas, and factory jobs this upcoming year. Taqi Khalid, Director of Strategy, Nerdery. For more info, click link at the bottom of the video. Please like and subscribe.